Like I said, I have a great guest in the house this morning. I'll allow her to say her name by herself. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Thank you.
What's your name?
All right, my name is Temitope Olamuego.
All right, Temitope Olamuego. Who are you representing? What organization are you representing?
Okay, so I'm representing CLASS. CLASS is the short form for CAS Learning and Skill Services, and CLASS is an A-level tutorial center in Ilorin. We also have a center in Lagos, and what we do is we prepare students for advanced level programs so that they can use the result to gain admission into 200 level in any university of their choice.
All right, we hear that, and I hear the A level. What's the difference between A level and O level?
Okay, so A level is the short for advanced level. That's the short form for advanced level. And then what A level is all about is for students that are done with their secondary school phase. So when you're done with your secondary school, I believe that you should have an O level result, which is your ordinary level. So ordinary level result is used to gain admission with your JUPEB TME result into 100 level, while A level result is for you to gain admission into 200 level with your O level result. So that's basically the difference between them. So before you can do A level program, you ought to have finished your secondary school journey before you can. So it's more like a post-secondary school program for students that want to go ahead into 200 level in any university of their choice.
All right, is this in any way similar to IJMB and remedial? And if yes, what are the differences and which one is better?
Okay, so I'm going to say that A level is not remedial, so to say. Remedial is for students that still want to go to university and then want to gain admission into 100 level but not 200 level. So one thing about A level is like preparing you for university. It's like an advanced level, so to say. So you are actually being introduced to an advanced level of all the subjects you are taught in your secondary school. So more like you already did physics, now you're being introduced to advanced level physics. So the difference is that A level, is like an umbrella name for all this IJMB, JUPEB program. So if you want to gain admission to 200 level, you should have an IJMB certificate or your JUPEB certificate, and we also have the Cambridge as well. But the one that is kind of popular in the country right now is the IJMB and JUPEB program.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much. How is your organization different from others who offer this program? Because we've heard a lot will come on the radio and say this and say that, and then at the end of the day, they're not even what they claim to be. So how would you say your organization is different?
Okay, thank you for that question. So CLASS is very different, and I'll start by saying that we have a conducive environment. So I've actually worked in several centers in Nigeria, and then I feel like most of them don't really pay attention to having a conducive environment. And then students need to have a conducive environment for them to learn quite well. So one thing that CLASS is providing is a very conducive learning environment, and also we have competent tutors. It's not just bringing students and then promising their parents you are going to teach them, and then at the end of the day probably they don't hold class till maybe like a month to exam. I've actually experienced that where a coordinator just called me, please come and teach a month to exam and all. But what we have in classes, we have competent tutors and they are full time. So they're always with the students, guiding them through it all. And then another thing is that we give consistent feedback to parents. So you can be assured that you can get consistent feedback of how your child is doing in school. After each test, we send test results and let you know, okay, this is what we are suggesting. In fact, at times I will have students that, okay, probably we feel this one still need like a private class, because they realize that some students that their foundation is not really good enough, So my feel, okay, aside from the general class, let's have a private class thing, and then we tell their parents, right? So that's another thing that we do, consistent feedback, and then we give the best, and our fee is very, very affordable. So we are not just about, we want to make money and all. What we want to give is value, so that at the end of the day, this student can look back and say, I've learned so much from this particular organization, which is CLASS.
Thank you so much for that. Also, you mentioned the fact that with A level, students get to use to get into 200 level with their O level results.
Yes.
And that drives me to the question, about the requirements
Okay.
for this. What are the things that anyone who is coming to apply for this or to take this program should have?
Okay, so if you'll be taking advanced level program, we believe that you should have, like I said, you should have passed through the secondary school phase, and then you should have your O-level result. Although there are some that, probably they want to do at that particular that they wrote their O-level exam and the result is yet to be out, you can still apply. So if you have a waiting result, you can apply. And also, let's say you do not have your complete O-level result, you can still apply. But one thing that is important is that before the end of your A-level program, you must have written another exam so that you'll be able to use the result together. So without your O-level result, you can't actually gain admission. You still need O-level. That's why I said it's a phase after secondary school. So you really need that result. So what is important is that you should have your O-level result, or while you're doing your A-level program, you should also apply. So that's why we have WAEC GCE, because we believe that at that time you're already out of school, so you might not really do the WAEC and NECO, but that's why we have the WAEC GCE or the NECO GCE and all, so you can opt in for that while you're still doing your A-level program. So the important thing is your O-level result and then your A-level result.
And that's to say that if someone has passed through secondary school but for some reason didn't pass the WAEC or JAM or NECO the way they're supposed to pass, it means that there is still a ground for them to write.
Of course.
Even as they're going through their A-level.
Of course.
All right. Now, people want to apply. They want to come, but they do not know how to do this. All right. They know the requirements. They must have gone through secondary school and all of that. How do they apply?
All right. So if you want to apply to class, all you need to do is you can just log into our website, www.classng.com, or you can just, call. I don't know if I can drop my number.
Yes, you
okay,
can.
So you can just call 08065850914. I'll call that again. 08065850915. So
Please calm down and take it.
all right. Thank you. 08065850914.
Right.
And then the website again, www.classng.com. The class is CLASS, www.classng.com. So the moment you go through the website, you will see, the link that will lead you to the school, and then you can just apply. You see start application and then you apply.
All right, thank you so much. Aside just coming to class to, be in the classroom, prepare for the universities, there's something else that you offer, because the world we live in right now requires something else aside just certificates. So is there something else that you offer the students? Okay,
thank you very much. So aside from just your day-level program thing, one, like I said, class is CAS Learning and Skill Services. So one thing we're also looking at is we also want to impart this knowledge. Everyone is almost into tech in Nigeria, right? So we also want to introduce them to the IT team. You should know how to operate the computer system. You should know things about tech, and also more like we're introducing them to the foundational part of the tech. So that's why we actually added the skill services to it. That what skills you want to learn? You want to learn copywriting. You want to learn how to make graphics design and all those stuff. That's one of the things we are putting into structure. That it's not just you coming to class and just receiving lectures alone. There's also another parts that you can also learn from class.
All right. There's a confusion between whether A-level results expire or not.
Okay.
We know that JAMB expires, but people want to know: do A-level results expire?
Of course, A-level. Okay, but like what you said, JAMB result expires. It's a yearly thing. If you cannot use that result to gain admission that year, you have to write another one. But one thing about A-level result is that it does not expire. You can use your result anytime. I also did A-level. I did mine 2012. All right, and then if you want to use your result, it's just for you to obtain a direct entry form from JAMB, and then you input your A-level result. So the result does not expire. It's something that you can use anytime you are ready to use it.
Wow.
Unlike JAMB, yes.
Wow, that's beautiful. Now, one thing that is very common in our society now is I remember that when I got into school, I had many of my classmates who already knew each other, and I was wondering, how do you guys know each other? And I found out that they had been in remedial. And me, straight from the secondary school route, my JAMB got in. It was a shocker to me. Now, I said that to let us see how many people are actually going out to do remedial, and remedial is even more expensive than the normal 100 level or IJMB. Now, is there any way that A level is better than remedial? Is there a guarantee that A level gives that makes it better than remedial?
Okay, so I'll say that when A level remedial is to gain admission to university. A level is also to gain admission to university. So if your aim is to gain admission, of course you can try any of them. But one thing I would say about A level that stands out is that aside from the fact that you are gaining admission to 200 level, it also prepares you for university. Because most times when I've had several students, probably they were in 100 and they could not cross the 200 level because they were not really prepared for that university thing, the studying part, and then having to read a lot of courses and all. So I realized that most of them, they tend to not cross over and all. And you realize that some of them even went through remedial. And remedial is more like CO level knowledge, right? So I think A level is quite better than remedial because of the fact that you are being prepared for university itself. Most times I even encourage parents that if you have a child that is still young, that probably is done with secondary school and you don't want the child to go to university immediately, instead of putting the child in remedial, let the child do A level, because it prepares the child for that university thing. The child learns how to study, he learns how to relate more with people and all. So I think, not like I'm even thinking, I'm so sure because I did A level myself, and I know I realized that when I got to university, it was quite easy for me to cope with the courses and everything, listening to lecturers, learning and all. So I believe A level is far better than remedial.
Is it a government approved program, and is class approved by the government?
Of course, A level is actually an approved program, or let me put it this way: IJMB, JUPEB is approved by government. You can't gain admission through IJMB or JUPEB without going through JAMB itself. I mean, when your result comes out, you have to still obtain a direct entry form. So your admission is still coming through JAMB. So it's not something that someone just wake up and just say everybody should do IJMB. And then their syllabus is also approved, right? There is what we call NERDC. Their exam, their certificate is approved by all these bodies. So it's not something that you do and then you'll be wondering, will I be able to gain admission or no? It's actually approved.
Please give out your number and the website again.
All right, thank you so much. All right, my number is 08065850914.
One more time.
08065850914. And then the website www.classng.com.
Please spell class.
All right, class is CLASSNG. So just www.classng.com.
All right, thank you so much, Temitope, for coming today and for that amazing enlightenment that you've given us today. I hope that our people are going to take advantage of that and just make sure they do something good for themselves and their children. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Toby Adibisi. Have yourself an amazing rest of the day. Goodbye.
Thinking of applying to a top-class training centre for your advanced level programs? CAS Learning and Skills Service is your best choice. Our 2023-4 admissions are still in progress. Call our admission hotline 09137196 603 to begin your applications.